Hello everyone, welcome to the Iron Buzz, my true crime YouTube channel. So guys, we have some Sean P. Diddy Combs story to tell. Guys, as you already know that P. Diddy, I'm gonna call him P. Diddy because all the other names that he keeps coming up with, I cannot keep up. So we're just gonna call him P. Diddy for now. I know I should be respect him and call him as per how he wants to be called, Sean Diddy Combs. I think that is what is going on in the news. So he's been indicted for what now? My goodness, I am like shocked, but at the same time, I got a lot of questions. So apparently, Sean Diddy Combs is charged with running a criminal enterprise, guised as his bad boy records that he owns. And of course, as we know that his recording company has produced some of the best hip hop artists in the world, including himself. So to hear that he was using that just as a face in behind all of that, he was committing heinous crimes, crimes of self-gratification. I am trying to look for an alternative word to some of the words that are in the indictment so that I do not get in trouble with YouTube. So if you hear me say ladies of the night or men of the night or people of the night, you just know that I'm talking about prostitution. So those are the things that I cannot quite say, as well as the word SEX. So I will come up with some improvised words. You would know what I am talking about in the video. So that is what Sean Diddy Combs is facing right now with the federal government. And the reason why it is federal government, apparently, it turned out, allegedly, that Sean will go and get people, bring them across state line. I'm not quite sure whether it's against their will or they are willing people that actually notice that, oh my goodness, I am going to the rapper or his famous person's house. I do not know. However, the indictment does talk about once these people are over at his homes, whether in Miami or in Los Angeles, he would take videos of his self-gratification with them. And in some other times, he would basically abuse them sort of way, and he would like bash them, he will assault them, he will punch them, he would do all kinds of unhumane things to them simply because he is Sean Diddy Combs. And his staff will say nothing, his assistants will say nothing, his employees will not say anything. Nobody that was around him basically told him, hey bro, this is wrong. So that is why they could find themselves in trouble as accomplices. Now, there's a lot of questions, like I said, that I have in my head regarding consent. So I am an adult, I am in my full faculties, and then I see, of course, let's say I do see Sean Diddy Combs stopping, probably I'm at the bus stop, and I see it's him, and then he invites me into his vehicle. So of course the first thing will be, why should I go with him even though I know he's a celebrity? Because stranger danger still exists even with our celebrities. If we learned anything about R. Kelly and all the other celebrities that are charged with similar crimes, of course, that's the first thing that should run across your mind. No, no, thank you. You can proceed. I'm okay. I'm okay. But these people, these are men and women, which kind of like makes me ask, is Sean bi? What's happening there? I don't have a problem with anybody. Live your life, do you live, basically. So if he is that type of a person, great. I have no issues with that. However, though, these will be men and women. So it depended on one night how he felt like, and the other night he felt like, and so he will go across state lines, and then he would apparently forcefully. This is alleged, guys. Everything I'm saying here is allegations. There are no facts because we haven't gotten to a court conclusion whether he's guilty or not guilty. So everything I'm saying in this video is allegations. So basically, allegedly, they would go into his vehicle and then they'll cross state lines either into Miami, his personal home, or Los Angeles, his another personal home, or in New York, where he runs his business. By the way, he calls himself the King of New York, from what I am kind of like finding out as I'm reading more about this case. And he will go with these men and women, and apparently or allegedly, he would force them to gratify him in any way that he wants them to gratify him. So when there was a police raid at his Miami home as well as in his LA home, they found 1,000 lubricant in a form of baby oil. 1,000. So this is not looking good already on Sean with all of that accusations that he is now facing with the government. So to add on to the charges that Sean is actually facing, racketeering was also slapped on him. Now, from what I understand with racketeering, because there's not a specific item that they could say this is racketeering. Apparently, with the United States criminal law, when you are charged with racketeering, they can throw in absolutely anything. They could throw in firearm. They could throw in stolen items. They can throw in even narcotics and things of that nature. So we don't know how or where the state is going to find all of these items to basically throw onto P. Diddy in this indictment, but that's all it says, racketeering. So of course, Diddy's lawyers has some lot of work to do, because apparently the charges that he is facing, which I am going to mention, basically it's like 3 of them. If you can give me a chance to find them. Oh, okay, I got it. So basically, he is charged with 3 federal charges against him. And the first one is racketeering conspiracy. The second one is sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion. Now, the question I'm asking, what do you call this? Sex trafficking by force. I don't know what that means. Does it mean, like I said earlier on, if I'm standing at the bus stop and then I see Sean Diddy Combs calling me into his limousine or whatever the case is, and if I say no, are you telling me there will be people that will come out of the limousine and take me by force? Because that's kidnapping, from what I understand. But they are calling it sex trafficking force, and also fraud, and or coercion. And then the third one is transportation to engage in prostitution. I don't know what that means either, because I would have thought that sex trafficking will also be the same thing as forcefully transporting somebody to become a prostitute or something like that. There are a lot of confusion that I am going through in my head regarding this indictment. However, though, the one that I found to be quite interesting is a crime of self-gratification. What does that even mean? I cannot wait for the trial to begin so I can hear the definitions of these charges, particularly the one of self-gratification as a crime, because it sounds strange to me. Because if self-gratification means, doing things to yourself, how is that a crime? Or does it mean that once he gets these people by force and cross with them state lines and takes them to his houses, and then he forces them to perform adult entertainment type of activities for his self-gratification? Is that what that means? If it means that, yeah, then I would say definitely he's not only has committed a crime of kidnapping, but also a crime of that R word that ends with E. That's how it sounds like to me. Like he forces them without their consent to do actual activities to him. You know what I mean by that? So it's quite confusing as far as I am concerned, but I know that everything is going to get clarified as the time goes and as the government put together its case against Sean Diddy Combs. And of course, his lawyer is adamant that he's going to fight this with everything that he's got, just like he says in this video.
We're going to fight this case with everything we have, as is he, and eventually he's going to be shown to be innocent.
Now, let's talk about, to me, the consent. Consent to me is very important because it involves me saying either yes, let's do it, or no, I'm sorry, I cannot do this. Even if you are Sean Diddy Combs, I cannot. But once I am forced into it against my will, then there's a crime that's been committed. Now, the question I'm asking about these individuals that he forcefully, allegedly taken to his homes, were of sound mind? Were they drug addicts? Were they mentally immature, mentally ill? there's so many questions around consent. Like, how is it possible that a whole adult, unless he injects them with some kind of substance that makes them to be incapacitated to defend themselves, and then they wake up on his bed and wonder, how did I get here? Of course, I mean, you have a case to answer there, Sean Diddy Combs, in that case. So I don't know. Like I said, everything is going to be revealed once the trial begins. At this stage, everything is at administrative position. That is why he faced the magistrate today, who actually denied him bail because he considered that this is a very serious indictment on him, and he may even be a flight risk. Of course, he's already accused of using his business as a criminal enterprise, and all these activities that he's been charged with, he was using the proceeds and funds from his business to conduct these criminal activities. So only goodness knows what else we are going to be hearing that went behind, or that were going on behind the Bad Boy Records and his clothing line, Spirit, and all that stuff that we thought it was legitimate business. But he's still innocent until proven guilty, though. So right now, everything is still allegations, and definitely we shall see how all this ends up for Sean Diddy Combs. So finally, on my side, I'm also like thinking, wait a minute, there is something that is missing in the indictment. It is the statement or affidavits of the victims, because you would have thought that the accused would have to know what he's being accused of by his accusers in a form of an affidavit, which is a sworn statement as to what exactly happened to them. But that statement was not in the indictment. I'm not quite sure if they are going to be revealed at some point during this process that he's going through or on trial. I do not know. However, Sean Diddy Combs is detained until the beginning of his criminal trial. We don't know when that is going to be. However, like I said, his lawyer intends to appeal the bail denial at a district court. Right now, it's at a magistrate court, which is mostly administerial rather than something that is final. So he can appeal at a higher court, which is the district court. I guess if the district court as well says it agrees with the lower court, I don't know, maybe he can take it to even a higher court. I'm not quite sure. However, many lawyers believe that there is no way that he is going to succeed in this appeal. I think because he's a celebrity of some sort, he might actually get a house arrest. Like, they'll put him that detector thing in his ankle that is going to follow him everywhere or track his movements. I think that is what he's going to get, rather than him being detained until the beginning of his trial. Because at the end of the day, this is the United States of America that believes in human liberty. And to withhold his liberty while he waits for his trial, it will go against the Constitution of the United States of America. I don't know. That is just me thinking that I think the district court is going to disagree with the lower court. However, it's going to agree with the lower court. However, he is not going to be detained in the federal jail waiting for his trial. However, they are going to send him home, and he'll be detained there until the beginning of his trial. That is my prediction. I could be wrong. I hope I am. Because it's going to be easy, once again, to intimidate witnesses. It's going to be easy for him to tamper with evidence and all of that stuff. He's got the money to do it. So especially if you are also charged with racketeering. I feel like the racketeering part is for this very purpose, for his bail to be denied, rather than he actually was committing racketeering. I think that charge will fall away at some point, and they're just going to focus on the human trafficking as well as this self-gratification crime that I am hearing about. I don't know what that is about, but like I said, we'll hear once everything begins on trial. I don't know about you guys, but I was also very interested to see how everything is is unraveling in his life. And I mean, things have been unraveling on Sean Diddy Combs for a long time. I mean, he's been accused by so many people, even celebrities, allegedly, for things of behavior inappropriately in suggestion of taking them to the sack. Uh, Fellow celebrities, these allegations, let's not forget the Cassie video that we saw that shocked the world. I was like, wow, Diddy, this, you cannot come back from this one. And also from the fact that all these allegations that are now playing themselves out with him being arrested, it's stuff that has been going on for how many years now? 15 years? So why the government took this long, I don't know. Maybe they were still collecting all the evidence that will give them the great prospect of getting a conviction out of the charges that he is charged with. Hey, we'll see how all this is going to go. And I'm interested to see how it all go. But other than that, let justice be served. If he's guilty, throw away the keys. From what I understand, if he is found guilty, he's facing 15 years imprisonment. I would have thought there would have been more than that because so many charges, each charge should be allocated its own sentence and therefore a life sentence. But anyways, everybody's like saying it's 15 years that he could be facing. I don't know. We'll see, and we'll see how his lawyer also going to try to get him out. And by the way, the mayor of New York did give him the key to the city and also took it back after that video with Cassie.
He finally has the key to the city.
So everything is, Diddy, whatever you've done, bro, you need to make it right. But he did plead not guilty for of the federal charges that are laid against him. Anyways, guys, let me leave it right here, and we will talk again about this matter as it develops, and we'll see how we're all going to end. Thanks for watching. Please do not leave the video without liking. Also, do consider subscribing so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. See you next time. Goodbye.